World 247. The world is once again holding its breath. A major meeting that was supposed to bring calm has been called off, and within hours, Russia began showing its power in a way that sent shockwaves across the globe. What really happened between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin? And why did the cancellation of one meeting make Moscow push the nuclear button on drills? Let's break down the story and try to get the sense out of it. The meeting that never happened. It all began with a high-profile plan. Donald Trump and Putin were expected to meet in Budapest, the capital of Hungary. This was their second face-to-face conversation after the Alaska summit. The world media treated it like a ray of hope. Maybe this time there would be progress towards ending the long-standing Russia-Ukraine conflict. But days after the event, things went off track. Reporters asked the White House about details of the meeting. Why Budapest? Why choose the venue? And the response from the press secretary was so sarcastic that actually it went viral. And she said, "Your mom decided it." Instead of calming tensions, that single remark made the whole situation feel unserious and awkward. Then came the real blow. Trump suddenly announced that he was cancelling the Budapest meeting, saying there was no point in wasting time with talks that go nowhere. For Moscow, this was a major embarrassment. For Putin, each meeting with an American president adds to his global image that Russia is not isolated, that it still sits on the big table. And when Trump pulled out, it wasn't a schedule change, it was a direct hit on Russia's pride. Now, what was Russia's response and what's the world fear? Within hours of Trump's announcement, reports from Moscow confirmed something extraordinary. Russia had started new nuclear drills. Videos surfaced showing submarines moving out from the bases near the Barents Sea, the icy stretch of water north of Russia, dangerously close to American territory in Alaska. Missiles were being test-fired, including the powerful Sineva, a long-range intercontinental weapon launched from a submarine. It was a message written in the language of power: "We are ready if you are." The timing left little doubt. This was Russia's answer to the cancellation, a loud reminder that it still holds one of the largest nuclear arsenals on Earth. Analysts noted that the Barents Sea test was almost symbolic, close enough to US borders to be noticed, but still with Russian waters. Moscow wanted everyone to see whose those flashes are on radar. Now, what's worrying is that these drills weren't random. They came just after NATO's own nuclear exercise called Steadfast Noon, which had American B-52 bombers and F-35 jets practicing their response to a nuclear strike. Russia had quietly delayed its own drills earlier to avoid adding tensions while the Trump-Putin meeting was being prepared. Once that meeting was gone, the gloves came off. Now both sides are flexing. NATO in the air, Russia under the sea. And history reminds us how small miscalculations can spark huge disasters. Before Pearl Harbor, US officials who believed Japan would never dare to attack them, one sudden morning changed the course of the world. This is why even symbolic drills cause anxiety. Because in geopolitics, it takes only one wrong reading of intent for events to spin out of control. What it means for the rest of us. As tensions climb, the global economy reacts first. Gold prices are rising again, around 1300 rupees per gram, a classic sign that people are looking for a safe haven. Whenever uncertainty grows, investors move money from stocks into gold because nobody knows what tomorrow will bring. And it's not just financial markets. These nuclear drills are tied to deeper frustrations. Trump has been imposing fresh sanctions on Russian oil companies, even private ones, and warning that any bank or country trading with them could be punished too, called secondary sanctions. For Russia, that's economic warfare. And for the US, it's pressure. And for the rest of the world, it's more instability in oil prices and supply chains. Europe has joined the wave of sanctions, even targeting some Chinese firms that help move Russian oil. So now the triangle of tensions, it's complete. Washington, Moscow and Beijing and everyone else feels the heat. Putin's nuclear drills are meant to remind The West that Russia can't be cornered forever. But every reminder like this also raises fear and volatility worldwide. If we look back, moments like these often become turning points. Sometimes a sudden freeze, a quiet pause in fighting stabilizes the world. Other times, escalation leads to missteps that no one planned but everyone regrets. The best case scenario now would be a total freeze on the front lines. No advances, no fresh strikes, just stop and hold positions. That alone could calm markets and reassure billions that there's no major global war coming soon. For India and other emerging nations, this uncertainty carries a clear message: stay prepared, stay neutral, stay focused on growth. When great powers argue, the smaller ones pay higher fuel prices and see slower trade. But a calm, balanced policy can protect us. History shows that nations that keep their diplomacy open and their economies strong survive the storms of others. As of now, all communication channels between Russia and the US look fragile. The Budapest meeting was supposed to be a bridge, instead, it turned into another wall. Trump calls the talks a waste of time. Putin answers with missiles. Each side is paying to its home audience, and the rest of the world is left hoping that pride doesn't lead to something irreversible. So, what should we as ordinary people take from all of this? That behind every headline there's a pattern, a warning that global peace depends on constant dialogue. When dialogue ends, drills begin. And once the drills begin, uncertainty follows everywhere, from oil prices to job markets. The world doesn't need another confrontation, it just needs a pause button. This is World 247, bringing you the full picture behind the headlines. We'll keep tracking every update from Washington, next move to Moscow's response, because one small diplomatic decision today can change the balance of tomorrow. Stay aware, stay informed, and as we always say, may the gods watch over you. Bye bye.